As you know, just a couple days away is July 4th, one of the most important holidays in the world, the celebration of America's independence. I want to urge you to go to our website, americacanwetalk.org. My husband actually wrote a piece that is up there, and he titled it, "The 4th of July is not a celebration of white supremacy." What he was getting at was all the objection to President Trump planning to have a celebration of July 4th at Mount Rushmore, and some pushback from leftists. Actually, the Democrat Party put a tweet up calling having July 4th celebration at Mount Rushmore with fireworks an example of white supremacy. They actually said that, the official Democrat Party. They took it down because like a grown-up entered the room and said, this doesn't look good for us. But I do want to urge you to think about this idea of what July 4th celebrates. We do not in this country. We have a holiday called Constitution Day, and I actually really like that holiday. But the reason we celebrate July 4th is because it was the just most amazing, important commitment of a people founding a new nation that said, we're going to found this nation on the idea that all men are created equal, that we have rights from God simply because we were born. The concept of America, the idea of America, created in the Declaration, ultimately after having the Revolutionary War and a little bit of fussing how to do it, ending up with a Constitution, was the idea that we can have a country rooted in that liberty. What we're talking about today in this discussion with respect to coronavirus, COVID-19, government control over the healthcare system, we talked about yesterday in the show with Nani Darwish, talking about what she sees Islamization in America and the danger to America of Islamic supremacists pushing their way into this country. We talked about with Star Parker a couple of days ago in this country, the Black Lives Matter movement and the danger in America to the surrender of the very foundation of America's liberty. All of these things are examples, or they're threats, they're challenges to the foundational liberty of America. In this time, in 2020, as we get close to the November 2020 elections, this election in 2020 is not about R versus D. It's not about conservative or liberal. It is you either keep America or you lose it. That is what is on the ballot in 2020. Because today's, I don't even like to call them the Democrat Party. They're not your grandfather's Democrat Party. The Democrat Party in this country has been taken over by the radical left, the Islamist, the radical socialist, communist mindset. The Marxist totalitarian agenda controls the Democrat Party in this country. What you are watching when you hear the demands made by Antifa, you hear the demands made by Black Lives Matter, you are watching the Democrat agenda being played out. That is the country you will live in. We just a couple days ago had the mayor of Seattle finally realize, hey, I guess we can't let these Chaz Chop people live here forever. They finally have to be driven out. But it took her weeks to acknowledge that we have sovereignty in this country. And you can't, even for a mission like Black Lives Matter or Antifa, you can't just surrender part of your city. What we are watching in this country is truly and honestly, as we talked about in the show several times in the last few weeks, it's an anti-revolution. It is the overthrowing of the American Revolution, the overthrowing of the idea of America rooted in our Declaration of Independence, carried out in our Constitution, and it is your job. It is the job of every patriot in this country, everyone who understands what's at stake, not just to show up and vote in 2020. That's the minimal job. Show up and vote to preserve America, which means re-electing President Trump and a Republican majority in the House and Senate. But it means more than that. It means every day, your job, if you're out hearing people in public saying things untrue about America, saying things that the lies of the left being pushed on America, and you're silent, you're part of the problem. That was Nani Darwish was making the point yesterday on this show. It's the same thing as she grew up in Egypt, watching the way the Islamic terrorists in that country silenced everyone who questioned anything about Islam, anything about the Islamic doctrine. You were shamed and ridiculed, so you were silenced. She, Nani Darwish, making observations of what happening in America today. Americans are silenced into submission into the agenda of the radical left, Antifa, Black Lives Matter agenda, silencing the ability to have intelligent conversation in this country about the many issues that face us. It's not enough to just vote in the fall. It's an everyday mission to stand up and speak up for America. That is your job as an American patriot. Again, I want to urge you to go to our website, americacommunitalk.org. On the home page, under blogs, click on the blog thing. You read my husband's blog. I told you the name of it a moment ago. He has clips. He has segments in there. I was going to read them out loud, but I've run out of time. But I want to encourage you to read. One was a great quote from John Quincy Adams, our sixth president. The other one is a quote by Calvin Coolidge in 1926, both talking. Yeah, I can't read them. They're just too long. Both talking about the great, great importance of July 4th, not just to have a barbecue and have hamburgers and corn on the cob and watermelon, but actually to celebrate the meaning of America. That's the idea of July 4th. I hope you will do that this year. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk up the idea of America. America needs people speaking up for it.